Remember, no matter how things go in any court in any country, what runs everything is the other side. What runs everything is the other side.
There are unseen energies at work which have manipulated the human race for thousands of years in ways that even researchers are not aware of. Even people who have spent 20 years researching this don't grasp just how manipulated the human race has been, because all these people are being identified at a very early age and siphoned off, and end up working in universities or corporations who are then given contracts. They work on those contracts never to see whatever happens to them, because they are taken and used towards this goal that this unseen consciousness has. Why don't we talk about the archons? All this has been known for many thousands of years. Many people would argue with me who have a very accepted view of science. All of the great big advances that have come from the human race have come with the help to develop technologies that will enable these creatures to obtain what they need.
The real world, which is more metaphysical than it is physical.
With almost nothing of any value about these reptilian fucking ETs, advanced ETs, doing it to humanity. Whereas the Gnostics are people who meditate or go into trance. They can get out of body. So, and there's a lot of them, and they did it for years and years, and they have these huge libraries of information about the multiverse, about life and existence beyond the physical universe matrix. And they totally ratted out the ETs. They ratted out the fucking controlling, dominating reptilian civilization or entities, the presence here on Earth. While all these other brilliant sounding fucking books go past it, don't talk about it, don't mention it. Some of them mention it, but they don't give it the evaluation of the importance isn't evaluated properly. Oh, that's not important. It's like going on a fucking long-ass trip and you got a leak in your gas tank and you say, oh, that's not important, that's just a little leak. It's real important. Yeah, the reptilians, this, that, and the other thing, and they're doing that, and then, we really should look at it as your spiritual, this other fucking shit. Or the angelic fucking hierarchy. Who gives a flying fuck? Humanity is so far from needing to know anything about an angelic fucking hierarchy. And I believe that the Gnostics have got it. People like John Lash are trying to interpret or translate, along with many others, trying to translate the Nag Hammadi Codex or these books that these guys wrote. And they're just remote viewers and out-of-body travelers. Coming back, humans with a human interest in humanity, telling us what they found out. And then, gee, what a coincidence, those fucking libraries have been destroyed. And any other great books of the ancient times that might be ratting out what's really going on planet Earth are gobbled up by places like the Vatican and stashed away in their secret fucking vaults and libraries. Nobody else gets to know what's really going on. And the only real important thing, I believe, it's not about how advanced the technology's getting, and it's about beings who are doing it to us right now. Whether you call them advanced ETs, archons, beings from another plane or dimension or density, or whether you call them world fucking leaders, the power elite super rich. People on Earth right now. It doesn't matter how you spin it, they're fucking bullies. And they're mind fucking you and mind controlling you in school. When you're a little fucking kid, you're going to grow up to be completely confused, uncertain about what reality is, what you are, kind of person you are. You're going to be in a complete state of, you're going to be in a complete fucking mess. Emotionally, spiritually, psychologically. That's what's going on planet Earth. And they can walk into human bodies and devil worship and all that. We don't have to do that to understand the phenomena. The phenomena is there are people fucking with you and fucking with our civilization, our government, just consciousness shifting, drawing consciousness out of this realm, density, reality system, this world, and focusing in conscious and being conscious of a non-physical realm, reality, dimension, universe. I've done it. I have first-hand experience exploring the multiverse. It's about what we're doing here and what's happening to us. And it's basically, we are the cattle. We are the sheep. We are another civilization's resources. Humanity has already been dominated and controlled. And we're so mind-fucked we don't even know it. Some of us do. Some of us get it. And we understand what these dark forces are doing, how they're doing it, and we're going from there. But life on planet Earth is so complicated and complex, and we've been pounded and programmed and manipulated and controlled in so many ways. With religion, education, science, technology, everything. We're being lied to and messed with on so many levels. But what it's really about is understanding who is doing it, who or what, and then why are they doing it to us, and then how they're doing it, and then what that does to us. And what it does to us, it makes us unhappy, it makes us sad, it makes us not enjoy life and living, and it keeps us from the joy and the greatness of life, and not just in this plane of existence, but the next one out. I don't want to say the next one out, the next one out, the next. No, just getting the fuck out of here. You live here 80 years, you drop fucking dead, and now what? Hi, I'm your friend. Follow me. Let's go to the light. You know, I say don't go to the light right now. Wait, just hold off on the fucking light, okay? Just pause, reflect. But while you're here, you can start understanding, or at least getting some ideas and some options, things you might want to do, things you might want to try out. Try to shake off the programming, get an understanding of what's going on right now with planet Earth and the beings on it, us, and who's doing it, who's doing it to us, what are they doing, why are they doing it, how that affects us, and what can we do about it. And then let's do that. So it's called suppressive. They're pressing us down, they're suppressing us, holding us back, holding us down. These beings, we'll just call them suppressive people, or suppressive entities, or suppressive beings. The short story, or the short definition, it's basically anyone who is trying to get you to be, do, have, or want what they want you to be, do, have, or want. They want to take away your personal freedom and your choice and determination and determinism and all this. And they want you to be a good little boy or a good little girl. They want you to go to school and get fucking good grades. They want you to pay fucking taxes. Or, so that's them trying to get you to be what you want to be, what they want you to be. The other side of that is they will stop you from being, doing, having, or experiencing what you want to be, do, have, or experience. It's similar but different. And this is how you can spot these beings, or people. It could be your mom, your dad, your brother, your boss, co-worker, government officials, suppressive. They run the fucking world. They're trying to get you to be, do, have, and experience what they want you to be, do, have, and experience. And they're trying to stop you from being, doing, having, or experiencing that which you want to do. And this will drive you fucking insane. Literally, this is what insanity is about. It's because we do not know that they're doing it. They're doing this to us in secret. I mean, a lot of us, we get what the 13 families, the New World Order, power elites, or rich, are doing to us. We get it, but most of humanity doesn't. But it goes beyond that. This whole archon thing has to do with entities. So it's a real good idea to understand what entities are and how they affect us. All kinds of entities. And ETs. It's a real good idea to start getting up to speed on the different kinds of extraterrestrial beings there are, what they're doing, how they've interacted with our governments here, the deals that have been made, and who's running the fucking show, and why, and what's that, how's that affecting us, and where is it supposed, in the big picture, where are these ETs, these reptilians, and their gray minions, what is their agenda, and how much help do they have here on planet Earth with our government's super rich power elite? They have a lot. But our first things we got to understand is who they are, what they're doing, why they're doing it, how it's affecting us, and what can we do to change that. And just a quick short, what we got to, if you can spot who they are and what they're doing, that alone will take the power out of it. So the more people who understand this phenomenon, the reptilians, the grays, super rich power elites, the relationship between these ETs and the people, the super rich people running the governments, industry, education, health, everything. We understand the relationship, those relationships, what they're doing to us and how they're doing it. And it gets very personal and very spiritual, what they're doing and how they're doing it. This is the simplicity of what the Gnostics were. They were going out of body or consciousness shifting into these other realms so they could get a better, clearer picture of what's going on with humanity and the relationship of the beings who are being human, their relationship with other beings who are not being human and not living in the physical reality system, the universe's densities and reality systems beyond the physical. There is a lot of game playing going on here. You and I, we're being played, being messed with, and we have to get up to speed to understand that we're being manipulated, dominated, and controlled, and how. Because we're being mind controlled. Our beliefs are being manipulated. Our understanding of life, which is our philosophy of life, is being dominated, controlled, manipulated. And we need to break free and see a clearer picture of what the multiverse is and how we fit in. And these fat-ass books I've been mentioning aren't helping, unless they're telling us more about the archons, the reptilians, other ETs, what they're doing here, why they're doing it, and how. So if you're getting information about what the ETs are doing here, why and how, and you're getting some sense of that, oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah. You got to shift consciousness. You got to get out of it to get this perspective, and you can start learning about what's going on with you, because you're not a human. You're a spiritual being. You get out of these human bodies. You don't live. This is not your natural, home universe. You get out of this place, and it's like, oh, you may not be home once you get out of here, you'll be in some density, some reality system with an environment of some sort, and other beings are going to come and talk to you. It'd be a good idea to get up to speed and get an understanding and learn some of your options. So whatever you do, when you make decisions, when you choose what you're going to do next, you're more well informed, so you don't end up making some choices that cause you to experience more limitation and cause you to come back to this physical reality system on planet Earth for another round of mind control, domination, and manipulation of your thoughts, your mind, your beliefs, your feelings, and everything. So that's my long-ass fat book on all this. Hope you liked it. So I still don't know if I'm going to upload this or not. Kind of got so there you go.
So let's go back in time. Let's start with the beginning. First of all, there was a universal spiritualism that was worldwide for thousands and thousands of years. Gnosticism is a very deeper knowledge, and there were Christian Gnostics until the Catholic Church said, no, you guys know too much. We're shutting you down. We're sorry. We're going to be the new universal church, and that's what Catholic means, universal. So anyways, they were the new boys on the block, and they were going to spin doctor everything and to control all the information. So they allowed the Library of Alexandria, the sum total of all man's knowledge on thousands and thousands of parchments were burnt to the ground. They had to get rid of the old knowledge. They had to dummy down the population. Then they're off to the Mayans and the Incas, and they destroy their culture and all their records and their sacred writings, and burnt, torched, set on fire. So they don't want us to know anything. They keep us in the dark. This is a cattle pen where we're all kept in the dark. The Roman Catholic Church began to rise and put forth dogma and decrees and laws. And so the Gnostics were the enemies, because Gnostics didn't really jive with what the Catholic Church wanted. So might as well start exterminating. It's Sunday and it's sunny. Yeah, might as well start exterminating. Let God sort them out. So anyways, they slaughtered, the biggest bloodbath. They slaughtered and slaughtered and slaughtered. In the Inquisition, they slaughtered. They slaughtered off bloodlines, sacred bloodlines. The elves, the fairies, the dwarves. They slaughtered them all off. And so it's power and control and a lockdown on knowledge. And so they destroy the Incan knowledge and they destroy the Mayans. It's an information lockdown. And so that's what they did. Gnosticism disappeared, vanished from the face of the earth. It was gone. But it's made a comeback because they discovered some scriptures and stuff. And people are realizing, wow, this is real good stuff. This stuff goes deep. This stuff's deep, not like the fairy tales of Sunday school. And Jesus loved the little children, and he'd carry a lamb on his shoulder, So anyways, they had to go. You have the lords of karma. Those are the archons. They're deeply malevolent beings who create war, strife, and disease on this earth so that we produce fear, anxiety, depression. And this is low energy that they feed off of. They're low energy feeders. They're bottom feeders in the dome here. This is a prison. This has always been, this is a prison. This is a slave planet. Anyways, they feed off our energy. They're the gatekeepers. They're the ranch hands. They're the ones that keep us in line, keep us behind the gate, in the pen, and they let us, we work for a living and we keep occupied while they feed off our energy constantly. It's like they're on our backs and with a straw in our neck going up into our brain, and they're just sucking everything out of us. And this is how they grow, and this was taught in all the ancient cultures of all the world. But now with the rise of Roman Catholicism, they squashed that. They put an end to that like real quick. They'll disguise themselves as your loved ones or whatever. They're just trying to help you. And so what they do is they trick you, and what they did is they stripped out all references to reincarnation. Everybody believed in reincarnation. It was just a matter of fact for thousands of years until the Roman Catholic Church took over and said, enough! And that was it. In the body, the archons disease and war and suffering and sorrow on us, and they feed off of us, but we have no real control over them. And if we do, it's the power of intention, which is a different subject altogether. But people don't know about the power of intention and how its place in society. I want to mention a movie that really explains where I'm coming from. I knew all this stuff, and then when I saw the movie, I went, wow, confirmation. It's What Dreams May Come with Robin Williams. If you want to know what after death is all about, that's the movie to see, okay? That explains everything. There is a hell for evil ones, the soulless ones, but there's also a hell for those who have spirit. Because in the afterworld, you create your own reality. It's a blank canvas. You paint it into anything you want. If you want a lovely place with a meadow and fields, well, you got it. But if you grew up thinking that God hates you and you're an evil sinner, it's not going to be a nice place. You're going to unconsciously paint a horrible place. This is like a temporary hell that you can get out of. You're going to have family members, just like in the movie, It was so incredibly accurate. Try and convince you. They'll take different forms and try and wake you up and try to get you out of that system of guilt and fear. And so that you can go to and create a real heaven for yourself, a real alternate life. And so in this life, you prepare for the next life. You understand that the archons, I'm going to kick them in the teeth. You're going to kick them in the teeth. They've got to understand you mean business. You're awake now. You're awake. You're born from above. Now you're going back there. Nothing's getting in your way. They'll try and stop you. They'll try and trick you, but you know better. But if you don't know better and you're just some kind of guy that never did anything and learned anything in life, and your favorite friend is your TV, well, you might not get it and you'll be sent back and the cell door will be locked again until you die. So you have to go through this over and over and over again until you understand that the gatekeepers are not all powerful. And when you get to this, you're all powerful. What the early faith taught, the original Christians taught, was that we have a higher self and a lower self. And this is the same with Jesus. He had a higher self and a lower self. The lower self may be going through reincarnation, but the higher self is in heaven. But the higher self, they're already in paradise. When you die and all your loved ones have reincarnated elsewhere in the world, you still see them. Your higher self connects to one another. You're one in the universe. And right now, prepare your canvas with what you want. Think about what you want on the other side, what you want to achieve. Think of what you want to do, make plans, what you want to create. The archons, and they will try to convince you. They'll try to manipulate you with feelings of guilt, and remorse and regret. You got to kind of smarten up. And so there you go. That's the saving knowledge of Gnosticism, is knowing who you are, how powerful you are, and how they have no power over you. You are spiritual beings with the power of the universe. If you think some archons are going to, and you create your own palette, your own individual palette with your own individual free will, or you can join up others and maybe have a collective palette. Some people might add their own colors to your palette, and this isn't our home. This is a prison cell. This is the dome of hell. There's this guy, I'm out minding my own business, and he says, "A great day, isn't it? It's good to be in the Lord." And then going, "Oh no, not another one. Oh, let us pray. Dear Jesus, please protect me from your followers." And so he's going, "A great day, great day." This is how he does it. Great day. And so I look up, and it's black with clouds. It's going to rain. And I said, "Well, I think it's going to rain, actually." He looked at me, and he gave me the biggest scowly face, biggest poo-poo face you've ever seen. And then he goes, "You're so negative. You're not of the Lord, are you? You're negative." And I was just like, what? Get me away from this guy. Wee-ho, wee-ho, wee. I mean, this guy's nuts. Absolutely nuts. And he's telling me all this garbage and filth. And he's trying to pretend he's positive. That was really weird. So anyways, the world is intensely evil, And it lies. Everything you have been taught about history, science, health, astronomy, everything, it's all a lie. You've been hoaxed. You have been gaslit right from birth. It's a lie. Everything is upside down, and it's all spin doctored. It's all a lie. The Bible has been spin doctored to death, and religion has been manipulated, and everything. And the moon landing is a hoax. I mean, it's obvious. I don't even know why people are stupid enough to deny it. Because they want to listen to the music. Listen to the music. You know, and the reality is that it makes no sense. Everything's trial and error. You have to try. So within 10 years, they do this impossible. They've never had the technology. It was never technology built on older technology. It was just build a ship and go to the moon. Just like that. Flawless. 6 missions. Ah, hey, baby. You know, we gone to the moon. Big Daddy's been to the moon and back. No hitches, no glitches, no mass explosions, nothing. It just went like clockwork. Oh, that's Apollo 13, which 13, gee, what a coincidence. Let's get some drama into this one. But, you know, technology has to be worked on, and trial and error for years and years and years. Like, it should have been worked on for at least 30, 40 years of technology behind it, experimentation. No, they just went, boom, they went to the moon. They had technology that's never been tried. They don't even know what to expect in space. You know, they had, what do you call it, the Van Allen radiation belt. They had no idea it was there. Oh, but they got through it, okay. Big Daddy got through it. I mean, what a crock. What a crock of bull. You know what? I mean, it has to be years and years of trial and error and improving and adjusting and building upon layers of technology. And technology, you just don't build a little tin can, boom, it goes to the moon. And they had a computing system that was never really, I don't know, it wasn't tested or anything that I know of. It just worked perfectly. Everything just worked perfectly. And they put their tinfoil hats on. They protected themselves from radiation, and they just did it. And life's not like that. So that alone just blows the whole concept of the moon landing out of the water. They go from nothing, no background technology. They know nothing of what they're heading into, and yet they pull it off. They had all the answers. Everything worked so well. Anyways, I'm wasting time. So it's a hoax. And now, yeah, everything's a hoax. Everything is a lie. You have been lied to on even the smallest little detail of something. You've been lied to. There's the nuclear atom. Doesn't exist. There's scientists now coming forward and saying, well, listen, the nuclear atom is a theory. It's never been proven. It's like gravity. Oh, there's Mike Tyson. Oh yeah, there's gravity for you. No, that's a phenomenon. We call it gravity, but that's a phenomenon. It doesn't prove anything. It proves that things fall to the earth. You have to understand why it falls to the earth and what it is. If you call it gravity, then prove of gravity. You know, but they don't. It's all a lie. And so now we're taught in school that dinosaurs, when they saw the comet coming, they went, "Kumbaya, my lord, we're all gonna die." You know, so what do? They all died and turned into oil. Now we have fossil fuel. What a crock. Because fossil fuel is going to run out, so therefore it's a rare commodity. We can charge whatever shekels we want. I mean, see. And speaking of shekels, you have the Holocaust. Well, anybody remember the Ernst Zundel trial in Canada? Where it was absolutely proven the Holocaust was fabricated? That it was all Jewish propaganda. They had no credible witnesses. They had no solid evidence. They had nothing in court. And so finally it went to the Supreme Court. They charged him because he was saying that there 6 million Jews didn't really die, that it was kind of hokum. So they charged him. He was found guilty, went to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court said, and he walked out as a free man. But the thing is, it was totally disproven. Canada did everything in its power to prove the Holocaust, and it couldn't do it. They got the best money, the best investigators, the best resources in the world, and they couldn't nail him. They couldn't nail him. The whole case fell apart. So we live in a lie, and it's all lie, and it's all evil, and it's all evil. Everything is evil. It's an evil lie. Days coming when everything will be revealed. Nothing hidden will not be revealed. Even Jesus says that in the Bible. So now we're seeing this great revelation. They can't even sneeze without us knowing about it, putting it on the internet, and away you go. They can't get away with anything anymore, but they still are. I mean, nobody's been arrested. Not one person's been arrested for the JFK assassination. Not one. NASA is a big fraudulent, because they lie and they twist and manipulate all the truth, and they gaslight you into a false reality. We're born in a false reality that's dictated to us by the media and television. Because even when you're a little brat, what do you mean? I'm innocent. I'm watching cartoons when I was a kid. But you know what I learned through television? I learned all about violence. I learned how to hit other kids. When in trouble, the Three Stooges, you know. One of the Three Stooges, I think it was Curly, they were at the airport and a fan came up to him and went, and poked his eye. He had to go to the hospital. He almost lost both eyes because they were trained to manipulate into this false reality. And so kids are trained to fight. Now they're trained in sorcery. Watch these cartoons. I mean, they're adult cartoons now, and the kids are watching them just because they're a cartoon, you know. And it's just sick, and it's totally we've lost our moral guidelines. We've lost our moral compass. Everything goes now. People like Madonna are famous because they masturbate on stage, and everybody, oh wow, oh man, that was really spectacular, wasn't it? You know, I mean, we're going down so fast, and it's so scary. We're on a roller coaster ride. We've gone over the hump now. In the 50s, we were, you know, we were sane. We could think. We had morality. Now we've got all these kids that are just destroyed. That generation's gone. They wouldn't know music if their life depended on it, because they're too busy wearing their pants down to their ankle, having their underwear hang out. That's really cool. But in the 50s, we had some decency, eh? No man would go out outside the house without a suit and tie on, and women had their hair pretty and everything, and it's all just gone down. Now, men don't even look at women unless they're hot. Hey, babe is hot! You know, it's just, wow. It's gone, but now it's spinning. It's going down. The Titanic's going down fast. The Mandela effect proved to me once and for all that reality can not only be changed, but we create the reality. And it's like that Star Trek episode of Shore Leave, where their thoughts were produced, and even the bad thoughts. They have bad thoughts and be produced. You know, they have a bad thought, and all of a sudden there's a warrior, Japanese warrior, right? So in the end, they learned how they had to control their thoughts. But we're not controlling our thoughts because we're thinking the thoughts of the archons. The archon has given us their mind. We think the way they want us to think. We watch the cartoons and we learn to be violent. Are we violent people? No, we're not. We're not a violent people. Human beings like to care for each other, like to help each other. But they've driven that out of us. They've smashed that out of us. Get it out! Pull it out! you know, and we've become what we're not normally. We are. They say we are the ones we are waiting for. Really, because if we don't know who we are, how can we be the ones we're waiting for? Because we deny that the world is getting far worse. So, anyways, I believe we're going through the time of the dark night of the soul, where it's all being exposed. And like a dog just, you know, dog just takes a dump on the rug, you know, and pees and just walks away. Doesn't think anything of it. So the dark night of the soul is when you grab the dog and you push the dog's face to the ground and say, "Look, bad dog, bad dog." And then the dog understands, eh? We have never had to face our evil that we've created in the world. And we created it out of ignorance, not because we're evil people, because of ignorance. We didn't partake of the fruit of knowledge because we were evil. We were curious. That's what humans are. They're curious. They're builders, and they're curious on how things work. And anyways, it's all, we have to face it. And when we pull open the curtain of the Wizard of Oz, it's us behind the curtain. So we have to take responsibility for what we have done, and only then can we move on. You can't solve a problem when you won't even admit to yourself that there is a problem. It's like an alcoholic. You can't cure an alcoholic who refuses to believe he is an alcoholic. And so therefore we have to strive like to control our thoughts. We have to have our own reality that has a moral compass and has prosperity and love and kindness. Not, get out there, man. Get out there, get what you can, babe. Hey, babe, a $1,000 bill. Look at that, eh? Instead, I'm not worthy. It's I'm not worthy. You know, and this is what's creating the evil. It's food for the evil productions in the world that say, yeah, you're right, you're not worth it, and we're going to take you down. We're not taught that we're special, we're endearing, that we have Christ within, we have the power of God within to change our reality. No. We're being taught the opposite. You love materialism. They're bringing everything down to the level of the beast. Okay? The primal forces of the beast, you know, it's basically drugs, sex, and rock and roll. That's the way to go, bitch. You know? And no, that's not the way to go. And so what do? Is you're adding to the collective consciousness. You're pumping materialism into the collective consciousness. But I think there could be a paradigm shift at hand when we finally, a mirror is put up to our face. Because out of ignorance, we create this evil. And it's not really our fault. They have kept us in a state of ignorance. They have kept the cattle stupid. And they lie about everything, and everything's upside down. There is no real reality. It's their interpretation of their reality, and their reality is a reality in which they need us. And so this is why I believe in the flat earth. People go, oh, you're nuts. They've lied about every single thing in history. In our teachings, and the institutions of power have been brought down and shown to be liars. Masonic controlled liars. And we're supposed to believe they told the truth about the sphere. They did. That's untouchable. That's God. No, they can't touch that. No, they told the truth. No, they don't. There's not one, no matter how small you get, they've lied about everything. They lie about who we are. They lie about, history is a lie. And it just goes on and on. But we're just too busy. I'm going to feel happy, which is fine, but that's artificial happiness. You know, a lot of people who think that materialism is the road to happiness. Well, I just get that money, I get that good job, and I get that redhead down the corner there. You know, we're given a lie that materialism, and we believe it. We think materialism is where it's at. So therefore, we're giving more power to the gods of materialism, which induce evil onto us, terror and suffering. The states, I mean, these FEMA camps that are being put out, they will put us in FEMA camps. I mean, they're capable of it. I've looked at history and I realized they're capable of that. They've done worse in the past. But I can't talk about that. No, sirree. No. We're so controlled. And now, speaking of the flat earth now, I like the idea of a dome, because what does a farmer do when he has cattle? He keeps them penned in with a fence. You don't want that cattle rolling through that gate, and they're told you don't go out there. Look at these movies and stuff. It's all about the village. Look at the village. Well, you don't go out there. There's monsters. You don't want to go out there. And they're saying that with the dome now. There's bad aliens out there, evil aliens. You don't go beyond the dome. Because all the ancients talked about a dome. And it's not a protective dome. It's a dome to keep us enslaved and producing fear and misery and suffering and destroying our lives so that they can feed like vampires. You know? But people just deny that too. Oh, there's no flat earth. See, the flat earth really shook me up, because I realized, wow, if they lie about that, they lie about everything. And now I've discovered everything is a lie. Look at bacteria. Ooh, Johnny, better get something on that. It'll get infected. No. It won't get infected. You'll have the bad bacteria killing off organisms, and it'll get a little swollen and red, but that's it. There's no such thing as bad bacteria, because it's all centered around a doctrine called the theory of bacteria. Look it up. The theory of bacteria. But they teach it like, we teach kids about bacteria, not the theory. We teach kids evolution. We don't say evolution is a theory. Today we're going to learn about the theory of evolution. No, we're going to learn about evolution. Everything is a lie. And so this is the thing, we have to face that. We have to face the fact that everything's a lie. So now we can really know the truth. It is us who have given them their power. And once we realize that, we can take away their power. But no, we don't talk about that. We're into sports and hot chicks and oh, did you see the latest Madonna video? And oh, it was hot. And Miley Cyrus, isn't she cool? Whoa, yeah, with that big finger on stage rubbing her privates. I mean, that's awesome, man. You guys are just Bible thumpers. This is what you're facing. I want to talk about something, but I have to kind of not get into too much detail, because I can get into serious trouble. Serious trouble. They will shut my channel down, and I could even be arrested. So I don't want to get into much. I'm going to gloss over it, so you're going to have to bear with me. But I want to talk about a subspecies of human called the others. I refer to them as the others, because I got that idea from Lost, the others that were out there. Anyways, basically the generic term for them would be the archons. The archons press themselves into human skin. They press themselves into skin and pass themselves off as being human. They're not. They're alien invaders among us. They are literally the alien invaders among us. But people are just like, why are you telling me this? I work for a living. Don't bug me with this. Some people got too much time on their hands. This is how they are disguised, and how they blend in and subterfuge themselves with the human race. They are here to destroy us. They are here, their programming is to steal, kill, and destroy. And what humans have the divine spark. This is where all beauty and passion and romance and caring and sharing and empathy, and everything comes from the divine spark within. That is spirit. That is the spirit that is merged with our soul, so that we are a living soul. We become a living soul. They don't have that. Their soul is dead, which initially means they are without soul. These people are born from below. They are evil, malignant cancer among society. And what they do is control us. And they're so into, because we have the divine spark, they are extremely envious, jealous, hateful. And we disgust them because they don't have it. And they're obsessed. You'll see with Greys, who are another form of the Archons. The Greys are constantly checking their DNA. They're constantly interested in DNA because they're after the divine spark. They want to crush and destroy it. They want to rip it out so they can control us and have all power and control over us. And they're constantly doing this. It's like the movie, the remake of the Planet of the Apes, where Caesar grabs one of these human slaves and pulls his jaw apart and says, "Is there a soul in there?" And everybody laughs. Well, they're obsessed. It's like a cat. A cat will be sitting there as usual, and then hear a noise in the wall. You know, what's that? What's that? It's a mouse. So the cat's registering right away. It's a mouse. It's a mouse. And now they're fixated. And now the cat, I've had my cat stay up all night because the mouse didn't sleep. And just watching the wall. And this is what they do. We are their food source. They feed off our fear and our sorrow. They create a world of misery and suffering so they can feed off of our energies. But then they want to destroy. They come here to kill, steal, and destroy. That's their programming. But then people say, well, why would they destroy their own food source? Because they have this fixation with the divine spark. It's like the mouse in the wall. The cat can't figure out, it's never going to get the mouse. There's a wall, and that cat's never going to get through that wall. It's never going to get the mouse. But he's fixated and obsessed. And this is what happens with the divine spark. They're so fixated and obsessed about ripping it out of us and destroying it or controlling us with it. And they can't stop. This is what they do. And they can't stop. Their basic nature is to destroy, kill, steal, and destroy all of us. But what about the food source? Well, yeah. Well, they're obsessed. They don't get it. They don't understand the wall. We have a wall, an invisible wall of protection. It's the divine spark. It's the Spirit of God within. Now, atheists are going to flip out when they hear that trigger word, God. No, shut it down. But I'm reaching out to you, atheists, and say it's a power. It's an energy. Call it what you want. But it's there and it exists. And this is where all our compassion and beauty and sculptures and paintings, everything beautiful. Because everything in this world that is beautiful and wholesome and clean, they destroy it and they crush it. They're doing it right now. Look what they've turned art into. A bunch of crap. A bunch of ambiguous lines and paint made with urine. That's the latest thing. They have to destroy us and they have to bring us down, and they hate morality. They cannot deal with any morality, so they have to bring us down to the level of the beast. We're driven by basic primal needs, including obsession with sex. You can't celebrate sex. You have to be obsessed with it constantly. So all these young boys and girls now, they're raised on hardcore perversion. And oh, but it's okay. Miley Cyrus is a good singer. Oh, yeah. So is Madonna. Madonna masturbates on stage. Well, that's really cool, man. When I grow up, I want to be just like Madonna. You know, this is how sick it is. But they are the reason. Now, the genetic term for them is the archons. I refer to them as archons or the others because they're always watching us and they're always controlling us. They have created a society, gaslit society where it's all an illusion. It's created so that it creates a false reality in which we need them. You know, we need our institutions of power because we are not worthy, right? The government knows best. And this is where it all comes from. They control every aspect of our existence. It's like the, not Twilight Zone, the outer limits. We control everything. We control the vertical, the horizontal. They socially engineer us. We don't even have our own culture. It is given to us. They have given us their mind of perversion and violence and aggression. Yeah. But then people say, oh, no, you shouldn't talk about that. That's negative. Yeah, it can be if you're obsessed with it night and day. Oh, Obama's doing this and and Soros. Did you hear what Soros is doing? That's all obsession. You need to stay away from it, but you have to be aware at the same time. So don't be paranoid. Just be aware. You know, it's just like parents don't teach their kids about pedophiles and black limousine and candy, eh? They don't do because that's negative. You don't want to scare the child. The child has to learn that there's a wolf in the bush and or in the forest, and you don't walk down that certain path in the forest. You avoid the trouble. You need to, it's not negativity, it's an awareness, a survival awareness. We have to realize that there's others among us that are not human. They're born from above. Born from below. Oh, wash my mouth with soap. They're born from below. They hate us. They want us dead. They are programmed only to kill, steal, and destroy. They are the Terminators. They are here to destroy us. Oh, come on. I work for a living. Some people got too much time on their hands. These are the stupid people you have to listen to in life. They're so stupid, they might as well just lie down on a road and get hit by a car because they're just that stupid and stunned and ignorant, okay? But anyways, we have the divine. The war is against the non-humans and the humans, and it goes all the way back through Adam and Eve. It's all been documented. There's only two bloodlines on this earth. The Bible calls it the iron and the clay. And the clay and the iron do not cling to one another. They do not cling to one another. And so this is literally an invasion, an alien invasion. And remember the movie Independence Day? What do you want us to do? Die. They hate us. But no, we live our little lives and we kind of, we don't deal with this stuff. But you have to be aware of it. You don't have to dwell on it. You don't have to sit there and, must not sleep. Because then you're creating the energy they feed off of. But you just have to, like, every baby fly has to learn about the spiders. Oh, Mommy, you're so negative. My pastor says you don't love in the name of Jesus. It's all this pacifying crap. A little fly, we are flies that we don't, it's not in our best nature to ignore the existence of these spiders because they're everywhere and they got their webs of control everywhere. And so, if you don't know what you're doing, you fall in the web. Hey, pal, come on in, man. Got lots of partying happening. Hey, wow. Hey, sure, yeah. And the second the door shuts, you're dead. Okay, so this is the thing. People they don't want to know. They just, I want to watch the next Disney movie. Hit me, baby, one more time. So, you can't live in ignorance. And you have to, sooner or later you have to warn your children about pedophiles. So these archons, which is a good generic term for the others, see, I got to tread really lightly here because I can get in a lot of serious problems. Like I say, we're not in the land where you can express, we don't live in a world where you can express your opinion. And so we've all been mind controlled by these. They control like the outer limits. They control the vertical, the horizontal. They control every aspect. They control our culture. There is no grassroots movement. Sorry, folks, there is no. They control everything. And you can prove this by trigger words. We've all been programmed and mind controlled for certain words that will, like that, shut them down, shut them down. So if you're speaking truth and you have to mention some of these trigger words, people just fly out. All you have to do is speak the word and they'll flip out. No context given whatsoever, but they'll flip out. Oh, you're this and that. And out come the labels and shut him down. He's evil. Get rid of him. Ding, 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 dong. The witch is dead. The witch is dead. So people are just, they're not aware of the real dangers. These are the Terminators. They are here. They are programmed to kill, steal, and destroy. That's the only programming they have. They are here to destroy us, literally, in genocide. They're taking out Europe as we speak, or they're breeding us out of existence. Or they're trying to destroy our lives. And they are, these archons, these ones that are born from below, can be your lawyer, your doctor, the car salesman, even your kids, school teacher. They can all be part of it. And the way you've got to understand, you've got to know how they talk and how they mimic. They're basically psychopathic. Their nature is psychopathic. And the more serious ones are all left-hand path of Satanism, the Luciferians, satanic Luciferians, where pedophilia is their currency. You know how many people think that it's all stupid, the Pizzagate and all that? It's stupid! It's stupid! Really? Well, you're stupid. Go out and lie on the road and wait for a car to run over you because you're the stupid one. Igor no like. So, we're dealing with this mass evil. It's a larva within the apple of society eating its way out. It despises these things, despise morality. And look what they've done. They've torn away our morality and sensibilities. Everything has been turned into it's to bring us from the divine spark of beauty, compassion, and faith in God to the level of the beast that wants to mate, wants to kill, destroy, and mate. The survival of the fittest. It's a world where you sleep with one eye open. And what they do is they produce this fear in us. They gaslight a society that thinks that fear and sorrow and disease is just a natural way of life. And it's not. It's all introduced by the others. They are the jackals and the hyenas that are coming into our area, causing trouble, destroying our morality. Oh, but Miley Cyrus is a good singer. Oh, yeah. Compare the... Look at the... there is no morality existing anymore. So all these teens now are our future generation that have no morals, no guidelines, no virtue, no virtue, nothing. They're devoid human beings. They're human beings that have been programmed to the level of the beast. Okay, it's a dog eat dog society, and we think we've been programmed that's normal, and we've been programmed to not talk about them. I work for a living. People got too much time on their hands. That it's all part of the programming. Anyways, you got to understand these people, and you've got to know how they operate. They mimic emotions. They're all psychopaths, and they will destroy you. They won't destroy you physically. They very few of them are serial killers, but they that's their nature. The nature of the beast among us is psychopathic. They won't kill you, but they'll destroy your life within. You may hear about a married couple where the woman just did this manipulation like crazy, but then, they're very good at it. They it's basically gaslighting. Like a woman is really mad at her husband. He's just trying to be a nice guy, and she's like bitter or something, or jealous about him or something. Anyway, she burns his toast. Then he gets mad at her. He starts yelling at her. You did that deliberately. You burnt my toast deliberately. And he knows her, he knows her little passive-aggressive, psychopathic ways. Oh, it was an accident. You're so mean. And she goes and tells all her friends, he abuses me so much. They gaslight, They create an artificial reality. And then they pass themselves off as victims. So archons is a good generic term, and the archons always play victim. Oh no, once they're found out, they play victim. These are the pedophiles in life. These are the satanic, Luciferian, malignant cancers of life that needs to be talked about. We don't have to dwell on it and get all fearful. Fear is what energizes them. This is their food, and people say, well, why would they destroy us? Why would they destroy their food source? Like a cat obsessed with the mouse in the wall. Can't let go. Can't let it go. Same with the divine spark. They have to get in there somehow, but they can't get through the wall because we're protected by a spiritual wall. They can't get at that divine spirit. It's in a vault, and it's locked, and it's secured, and it's that thick with iron all around it, and you can't get at it. And they are the terminators. You can't bargain or reason with them. A fly cannot reason with the spider, because all the spider knows is, and the shark. If you're in the shark's mouth, well, you're going to reason with the shark? You don't want to really do this, do you? Huh? And the shark's going to go, shut up, I'm trying to eat my lunch. I mean, this is what's happening all over in the mouse and the cat's mouth. You can't reason with the cat. Cat's fixated, absolutely fixated. These archons are absolutely fixated on the divine God within. Oh, don't go there. No, that's not your connection to God. Your connection to God is established traditional churches. You go to a pastor. You go to a priest. That's how you get to God. No, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. That's the danger of religion. So they want to rip that up. They are the jackals and hyenas of society. They want to rip out that spark so they can control us. They can get it to control us. And this is why the gray archons are always involved in kidnapping and genetic researching and stuff, which is mostly made up. It's like the movie The Village. They only dressed up as monsters. Well, they dressed up as monsters when no monsters existed. They dress up as aliens and do hypno stuff and all that, but because these are the others who are pressed themselves into human skin and pass themselves off as humans. What time is it here? Oh, 21 minutes. Gotta go. This is too long. So I was going to get into how to define who is who. They have telltale signs. You'll see mood changes like, oh, hi, how are you? I love you. I love you. They always talk about love and unity and friendship. This is the deception. I love you, and then you say something they don't like, and their countenance just drops. What? And then you're kind of startled, but then they turn it on and go, I was just kidding. Anyways, this is too long. I can't get into it. So, gotta go. Yeah, I could talk about the differences. Maybe next video, if I remember. So anyways, you have to be warned. It's not negative. See, that's what they do to shut you down. Oh, that's negative. You're scaring people. My little Billy cried all night. He just went, no, must not sleep. No, yeah, don't be paranoid. Just be aware. So, thank you very much.